Hello and a very warm welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now in today's video, I want to give you 10 reasons why you should not buy real estate on the island of Ibiza, even if you are looking just to buy as a lifestyle purchase. So let's get straight down to it. Reason number one, and the main reason, are property prices. Real estate prices are now nothing short of insane. On average, property on the island will cost nearly 8,500 euros per square meter. Around the marina of Ibiza town, expect to pay a whopping 10,000 euros per square meter. In San Juan, about the same, and Santa Eulalia, just under 10,000 euros per square meter on average. Now, San Antonio is a little bit less expensive at around 8,500 to 9,000 euros per square meter. But in all honesty, you will be hard pushed to find any property for less than 5,000 euros per square meter. So imagine that. I'll give this in square foot terms. So a 1,076 square foot property is going to cost you at least half a million euros, and it's likely to cost you a lot more. That is probably the bare minimum. So 100 square meters, at least half a million euros. Now, number two, Airbnb restrictions. Now, short term rentals are very strict on the island of Ibiza. And when I mean short term, these are short term, less than 1 month rentals. So if somebody's coming in for a week, 2 weeks, etc. Tourist licenses are not available for apartments. Only detached properties can apply for a license. However, even in this case, there are no guarantees a license will be granted. And don't even think about renting out your property illegally, as you can be hit with a very heavy fine. Now, in some instances, we are talking 40,000 euros. So please do not even think about it. Number three, uninspiring long term yields. Now, if you decide to rent out your property long term, gross yields are typically very uninspiring at an average of around 3 to 4%. Now, add to this high taxes and maintenance fees, and you're looking at a very low net yield. So it's really bad for investment purposes. Number four, protests in Ibiza. Now, there was recently a protest on the island concerning over tourism and how it is pricing locals out of being able to live on Ibiza. The campaigners called on the authorities to limit the number of tourist beds. And with this in mind, I think it's more than likely that authorities will place further restrictions on renting out your property. Now, I think whether that's long term or short term. And as a foreign buyer, you are more than likely not going to be welcome here in the future. Number five, lack of public services. Now, public services here are starting to suffer on the island. So even if you buy here for lifestyle purpose, you could find a lack of essential services going forward, such as being able to see a doctor. Now, if highly paid doctors cannot afford to live here, there's a serious problem, because if doctors cannot afford to live here, nurses cannot afford to live here, and other essential workers cannot live here, there's going to be a serious problem in the future. Number six, expensive to live. Now, following on from point five, if you decide to buy here and live either permanently or semi permanently, you will find, especially in the summer months, that it is very expensive. It's expensive to go out clubbing, it's expensive to go out to eat, and it's expensive to get a drink as well. And if you want to buy a car here, it's also more expensive than on the mainland. Number seven, lack of good transport facilities. Now, getting around Ibiza is not that easy. You've got no tram here, no metro or train. And during the winter months, there are far fewer bus routes than in the summer months. And the ones that do run actually run so less frequently. And taxis are generally expensive, although Uber has made its services available at the end of 2023, which is good. But that said as well, it's not yet 100% reliable across the island. Number 8, winter limited flights. There are many direct flights to and from Ibiza in the summer months. However, despite improvements in the last few years, there is still a shortage of winter flights to the island. And most of the time, it will be necessary to stop first in either Barcelona, Madrid, or Palma de Mallorca. So be careful here if you do buy where you are based, your home country, if you're flying here regularly in the winter, because you might find that you need to stop in another city. Number 9, and very important, crime rates. Now, the highest crime rate in Spain is on the Balearic Islands, and that's ahead of Catalonia and Madrid. And furthermore, the sad thing is, of all the Balearic Islands, Ibiza has the highest crime rate. So now I'm not saying this is really, really awful here, but it's something you need to bear in mind because in other parts of Spain, it is safer. And number 10, and I think this is also a very important point, there are better alternatives in Spain. Now, if you are going to buy real estate in Spain for a lifestyle purchase, there are far better alternatives which will cost you a fraction of the price. Why not consider Alicante or Valencia, both of which have far more culture than Ibiza, far more direct flights, and where real estate prices cost much less. In actual fact, less than half of those, much less, around a third of those of Ibiza. And in some cases, I think in parts of Alicante, Valencia, even less. And also, they have much lower crime rates and are far less restrictive when it comes to renting out your property on a short term basis. Although I do want to add, you should not buy in Spain as an investment. It's really more of a lifestyle purchase in Spain. But nevertheless, if you want to make a little bit of money, it is far better in these places than it is on the island of Ibiza. But you could also, I think, you could also consider Almeria province or Murcia province, where property can be several times less expensive than Ibiza. So I think there are a lot better alternatives. And on my channel, I've done a lot of places where you can buy good real estate near the sea in Spain for well under 2,000 euros per square meter. And I've shown you even properties on the beach for around 1,500 euros per square meter. So I do honestly think that this doesn't put Ibiza in a good light. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I'd love to know your thoughts. Are you thinking of buying on the island of Ibiza? Have you already bought? Anyway, please let me know your thoughts. Once again, thanks ever so much for watching, and I shall see you very soon on the next video. Bye.